Great day, great day, great day, everyone. We're here live today with your girl, Erica Wilson, for take 4 of the NFL moms and families embarking on the journey through college of our loved ones. So today we just want to walk you guys through a little piece of our highlights of our children and our family members. Just walk you through that light of what it was like for them in college and just try to shed some light for you guys on today. So I have with me the beautiful Sandra Perryman, which is the mother of Denzel Perryman.
Hello, everyone.
I have the beautiful Melissa Berry, which is the mother of Damien Berry. And then I have the beautiful Brianna Watts, which is the sister of Ray Armstrong. How are you ladies doing today?
Hi.
Good. How are you?
I am awesome. I mean, I love what today is going to bring, because one of my highlights was, I think I asked you ladies before, and I'm going to start off with asking you this. Would you say that the pro level or the college level is where you had the most fun? Starting with you, Sandra.
I would say the college level.
Okay. Brianna?
I would definitely say college.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
College.
College? Awesome. Melissa? Did we lose Melissa? All right. We'll go ahead and wait for Melissa.
But college level.
College level. Awesome. Well, we all have something in common, right? All of our loved ones was where? At the University of Miami. Brianna may not like this, but let's go ahead and throw up the U, because we all know that it's all about the U. Brianna's not going to do it. Oh my God. You see that? But we have you over here. That is so funny, Brianna. How do you feel about that? You have 3 University of Miami, and here is the youth sister of Ray Armstrong, and you go to his rivalry school. How do you feel about that?
It's all love. I was definitely a University of Miami fan prior to becoming a student at Florida State. So it's still love. It's all love. I definitely like UM over any other school outside of Florida State in Florida.
Absolutely. Well, we all know too that now, with them being at the University of Miami, it's such a big brotherhood. Because I don't know, maybe our guests do not know, but Melissa Berry, which is my bro, Kenny Berry, he actually played for the University of Miami. And it's so awesome to have the players come back together. I mean, wherever they are, it's just a big brotherhood. What do you say about that, Sandra? That's one of the things I love. That was a highlight for me, being Alan played for the University of Miami.
I think that's a good thing, the connection, the closeness. And again, like we were talking about last week, if there's an issue, they can have that brotherhood right there that they can, confide in and communicate with. And they also can get experiences from them.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you say to that, Bree?
I think it's cool. My favorite thing is when they if they're traded to another team or they're picked up by another team, more than likely there's a player from UM or coaching staff from UM, so they feel very welcome and at home, and it's easier for them to get acclimated. And they have somebody that they can relate to and help show them the ropes with this new organization.
That's good. That's real good. So what would you say to that, Melissa? Okay, we're gonna wait for Melissa to give that answer, but I can say, that's one of the highlights for me. Like you said.
Okay, I'm here. I'm sorry.
It's okay. What was one of the highlights for you? I said that my highlight was one of the highlights was that the big brotherhood that they have. Like they can always come back and just join together forces wherever they are. So what would you say about them having that type of brotherhood at the university?
I love it. I absolutely love it because, like you said, my husband played at the University of Miami, so I saw it on both levels. Even when Damien was being recruited by Miami, Mario was the one that recruited him.
Really?
So we have like a really, yes, Mario recruited him. So, and then, my husband played with Mario. So it's like a big, 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 like it's a huge family. And like you said, when we go to different places, like when we went out to Texas, they have a couple of teammates that my husband played with out there. And we called them up and we all went out to eat. And it was just so nice. So nice. So, you can go pretty much anywhere in the United States and find somebody that went to the University of Miami. And they, it's a family and they treat you just like family.
So true. And isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Anywhere in the United States, ladies, anywhere, you will find someone from the University of Miami. But let me tell you something. I was reading this and this actually stuck out to me because when our kids going off to college, this is something that I didn't know. And I went to researchers things about college parents and families to ask when kids are going off. And it says 3 sports parent behaviors that turn off coaches. Let me see if you ladies know about this. One of the coaches says that they're no longer recruiting just the student athlete. They're recruiting the parents too. So did you ladies know that when these coaches come out to our kids' high school games, they're watching us on the sideline, what we do, how we carry ourselves and things like that. Did you ladies know that?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God. So
I didn't.
Right. So as I began to read this, it says an increasingly large part of the evaluation process for us is evaluating the parents. That's for Pat Fitzgerald, head coach at Northwestern University. And he said, when we talk about our fit, we evaluate parents too. And if parents don't fit, hear me now, we might punt over the player and not offer him a scholarship.
Wow.
And that has changed over a decade. But 10 years ago, I'm not sure that was a big of a role, but now that's a big part of it. Can you believe that?
Wow.
No, but I think that's interesting because if that's a part of the evaluation process, what about the players who don't have parents or guardians? So that kind of, they may have the talent, but then if that's a part of the evaluation, what are they taking into factor if they don't have anything to evaluate, if they don't have a support system in place? So I think that's kind of biased, actually.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And I'm glad
that's true. That's true.
That is good. Yeah. Because listen to the next thing that they said. They said that when a parent does all the talking for their kid, that's an immediate red flag for college coaches. So say, for instance, if you have maybe like your sister over at Armstrong, right? Maybe you're out there and you probably raised him, just, hypothetically thinking. You raised him, right? And you're the sister. So are they going based off of maybe one day you just so happen to take him to practice and that coach is there and you're rant and raving on the sideline? Do they base that on that? Just one day? Because how often do the coaches visit,
Right. Yeah. I feel like that's a very biased judgment. And I don't know what a parent has to do with the athletic ability of a player, the behavior, the ethics, the morals. I mean, besides them raising their child, what does it have to do with what they're doing in the classroom and on the football field and what they'll bring to the program? The parent 9 times out of 10 is not in the way or a part of that process unless there's like a parent program and a parent pipeline program or something like that. So I don't see, I think that's a bias in a way to it's a way to discriminate.
I say what you say, Sandra.
I agree with Bree. I totally agree with Bree. That's my first time ever hearing that, and it is crazy,
Like, what do you say, Melissa? Whoa.
I totally agree. I totally agree with what Bree said. Because at the end of the day, that child, that young man is there for for him, not for the parents. That was his
Mhm.
choice. And so, just and we all have probably seen parents that act irrational, and but that still has no bearing on the child. That
Right.
has
Mhm.
no bearing on that child. So you can't base, whether you give that child a scholarship on the way their parents act
That's
or
Right.
even
so
their family act. Because it was, to be honest, a whole lot of them probably wouldn't have got in. Damien probably wouldn't have got in if they see not us, but some of the other family members, So you never know.
that is so true. But here's what it says. It says two, it limits the coach ability to truly connect with the kids, right? And three, it gets the coach thinking that the parent could be a persistent thorn in their side should their child join the team. Man, let me tell you, that really blew me when I read that. And then it says you prepare the path for your kid, not the path for your. I mean, you prepare. Sorry, prepare your child path and not the path for your child. Y'all get that?
Yes, yes.
It says we live in the age of overparenting, where parents often do not allow their children the chance to persevere through the tough times from their mistakes. What you say to that, Bree? The overbearing of parents or loved ones.
I don't think that has anything to do with that young man is trying to do with his future. Like I said, I don't agree with it, and it's definitely an eliminator for coaches or programs to strategically recruit who they want.
Crazy.
So yeah, that's a
So
little.
true. Sandra?
Yeah, I agree because you were saying that, about the path situation.
Mm-hmm.
Even if say for instance, something happens with the child where they get in trouble. Then you have the comment that says, well, where was the parent? Why didn't the parent do nothing? How did the parent raise the child? But then on the other hand, you're saying we need to let our kids be kids and learn from their mistakes. So it's like, which way, which one do you want?
Right.
So
That's
it's
crazy.
crazy. It's just crazy.
What do you say, Melissa? Because that was just wow. When I read that, I was blown away. What do you say, Melissa?
That's interesting. We, as parents, yes, we can be overbearing at times, but to what extent, do we have to pull back and allow our kids to be kids? They're going to make mistakes, but at the end of the day, you don't want them to make mistakes when you see them going down a path where we can stop it. Of
Right.
course, we're going to be overbearing. Of course, we're going to say no. That's not the right way. That's not the road you want to take.
Absolutely.
So, and I think as a parent, we want our kids, or as a sister, we want our young men to be able to, you know, take credence in what we tell them, because we're not going to tell them anything that's wrong. So, and I think coaches don't want the parents to have as much influence on them as they do during that time when
That's
they're, in
good.
college.
Now that was good, Melissa. You said the coaches don't want the parents to have more influence on the kids than we do. That's good. Now that is really good. So moving along, I know we're gonna do three highlights. We're gonna use the number three today. So one of my highlights was no, we gotta do four because it's four of us. That was one of my highlights of the brotherhood. So Bree, what was one of your highlights when Ray Ray was at the University of Miami?
I think the first one that popped up in my head was the spring games. Like when you say highlight, do you mean like when it comes to his ability, like how he performed, or just the experience, the collegiate
No, just the
experience?
experience. You just deal with the experience. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like when we used to go down for the spring game. They always had a lot of different activities, a lot of school spirit going on. There were a lot of different people in town. I actually met Uncle Luke at one of the spring games, so I thought that was pretty cool. Like, I was in high school, and I thought it was cool to meet him and see the fans of the University of Miami football program, knowing the history that Uncle Luke had with the program. I just thought it was interesting. It was always a lot going on, stuff for parents to do, stuff for families to do, and then enjoy the spring game. And I really love seeing the talent, and getting to know the players, because Ray Ray used to, well, he always had his Ray Ray Day program. So some of the players used to come back to Sanford. And so it was just cool to get to know them outside of the out of the field, and get to know them in person, and then just see them in their element, through multiple times throughout the year.
Hmm. So what was one of your highlights, Sissy? Sam?
I think when Denzel actually moved onto campus, and the love that they showed them from just the outpour of love from everybody. It didn't matter, where you were going. You could be walking on campus. Hi, welcome. The helpfulness, the support. It was just a good feeling.
So what would you say, Sissy Melissa?
The Florida State game.
Woo!
The Florida State games for the highlight. The camaraderie. The atmosphere was like electric. So that was the highlight for me. Just being able to be in the midst of all of that, and just do it, and have fun in the midst of it, having fun, especially when we win.
Yes. Oh, yes. But the thing is, remember how when they go back home, right? When they play FSU back home in their home stadium, right? How all of the alumni come back. That is so exciting. And Melissa, you and I, we had a chance to fellowship there at one of their home games, and it was amazing just to see how many old heads came back. No disrespect, but alumni came back. It was just to see everyone there, and the atmosphere was just everything to me. I think that stood out more than the actual game itself. It just was a beautiful experience. Have any of you ladies experienced that? Starting with you, Brianna.
In regards to the alumni coming back?
Yeah, have you ever experienced when they had the home game? A whole bunch of the alumni came back. We were all up in, I guess, what is that? The box, the club, whatever it's box, the club. Yeah. And just to experience that fellowship, to see so many people that, so many of the old players come back for just that.
I don't think I was ever up there, or that I ever got a chance to see a lot of the old players during those big games, but I did enjoy the tailgates. I think the University of Miami tailgate setup and just like atmosphere and environment is one of my favorites. And I think it's because of how the stadium is set up. I enjoy those moments a lot as well. And then when they come off of the bus, everybody is anticipating them getting off the bus, cheering them on. I love that. That was very fun.
Yes. What would you say, Sandra?
I agree with the cane walk and the tailgating. Very good experience. That was fun. It gets you hyped and motivated for the game, regardless of whoever they played. But like Brianna, I never experienced the alumni or interacting with the alumni at the game.
Okay, Melissa.
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah, we're in
Just getting to sit in the box,
in the
and
lot?
like Erica was saying, to
Okay.
just see
All right.
all of the alumni from every walk of life, from past, present, and just to see them to come back, and it's like the atmosphere is like so awesome to see, guys that have been there in the 60s, in the 70s and the 80s, and and it's just like we said earlier, that it's just one big happy family, and there is nothing that that can compare to what you get when when you come in and the alumni. Sandra, this year you have to join us, because we're gonna make some home games this year, because I think we're gonna do a little something this year. So we have to come back to support them this year. Brianna, you too. You have to come to support them this year. I think we're gonna be
But
okay
wait,
this year.
Sister
So
Melissa,
we need some
I don't know about Bree.
cheerleaders.
Bree might be coming up in there with that garnet and gold.
No, she wouldn't do that.
She may try to come up in there with that garnet and gold on it. We doing all this and but no, you definitely have to experience that. It's not something that you only could go to while the kids are there. You can always go. And like Sister Melissa said, let's just try and get to a couple of games this year. And definitely, I don't know if they play home this year, but if they do, I'm telling you, ladies, it's an amazing experience. I mean, it's just so much love in the room, just so much love in the room. All right. I want to go ahead and play our kids and our loved ones highlights while they were at the University of Miami. But right before we jump into that, Brianna, what was your day like? I don't know if you went with Ray when he went off to school, but if you were there, what was that like for you, seeing him light up? Because I'm sure he did. I'm in college now. I get to be free. I get to do what I love to do and get a great education. So what was that like for you?
The times that I went down to, I helped him move into his residence hall when they moved to the dorm. So I got to see the dorms and see how he was living and how much he didn't like it. But I did spend a lot of time down there outside of school. If they had a game on maybe a Friday night, I think sometimes there were games on Fridays, right? I don't remember. But I would leave school early sometimes, or I would wear my University of Miami t-shirt to school and then drive down south, because it's a 3.5-hour drive away from where we live, where we're from. And it was just fun to experience and see all the different things going on, all of the fans, all of the love that they would get. When I was down there, when they weren't on game days, I got an opportunity to see what the college experience was like, the different things that they had going on, what him and the guys or his roommates were doing, and all that sort of type of stuff. So it was really cool to just watch him in his element and go through college before I got to college.
Yeah. So Sandra, what was that like when you dropped Denzel off?
It was a good feeling. I had the experience of helping him, set up his dorm, do everything, meet the what you call them, the people in the dorm.
I don't know. You think I remember? Brianna, what do you
but the dorms, I don't know what you call them. I can't remember the correct name, but yeah, working with them and getting him situated.
Is it the RAs? Was it the RAs?
Yes, residence assistant. That's what it is. Thank you, Sissy. Wow. Working with them, helping them get in, but it was just fun. I met his roommates, met the parents' roommates, so we all bonded and just it was a good time, good feeling. Thank you, my son, RA. Thank you.
I could not think of what was it. I'm just telling you. So shouts out to you, Melissa Berry. So what was it like when you dropped Damien off?
It was I cried. I definitely cried, but because I knew that he was going down there to start a new chapter.
Yeah.
And it was an experience where, like Sissy Sandra was saying, that I had already, before he got there, spoken with the parents of his roommate, so we had a bond, um, and just to know that, and I told, and the thing about it, Coach Shannon also played with my husband, so I had an opportunity to speak with him, and I was like, okay, I'm leaving him in your capable hands. You take care of him. So, and that kind of made me feel a little better because, he was with somebody that not only knew him as a player, but, they knew him because of his dad. So they saw him grow up, from a baby. And so that made it the transition a lot easier, but I still cried. So
I think I can attest to that as well. But like you said too, Shannon and my brother actually played little league and high school together. So Coach Shannon, we knew him and he knew of us as well. I mean, knew us. So yeah, I definitely concur with you when you say that. And also, I know when I got that role, Ellen knew who his roommate was going to be, and they were buddies outside before they even got to college. However, when I got there and I saw that there were girls in the same dorm, my eyebrow kind of went up. How did you guys feel about that? Because I thought, it would be just, I didn't know it was going to be a co-ed dormitory. So, Brianna, it probably didn't bother you as much, but the moms, how you ladies felt about it being a co-ed dorm?
I can't remember if Denzel's dorm was co-ed or not.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but yeah, it was. It has been kind of strange. I think that it should have been separated, but times have changed. So yeah.
Uh-huh. Melissa, how do you feel about that?
I just prayed a lot. That's all I could do. Just keep them away. So, and that's all. Yeah, that's all I could have, because every time I would speak with him on the phone, I was like listening and make sure I hear who's in the background, who is that talking. I don't want to hear any female voice. Don't let no girls come in this room. Stay away from them. You give them that speech, but hey, what can we do? So.
Oh my God. So Brianna, coming from your side, right? Because you went off to school. How did you feel about your brother being in a co-ed dorm? Or even, were you in a co-ed dorm?
I don't remember if his dorm was co-ed or not, and that wasn't something that I was thinking about because boys were going to be boys. But I knew that they wanted to play ball and stay out of trouble, so that they knew their boundaries, whatever that means. And I do know that the football program was also very strict about their whereabouts, making sure that they were in tutoring or with their academic advisors so that they could play on Saturday. I did live in a co-ed dorm my first year of college, but we had RAs on each floor, so they did like, what do you call those things? They did laps around the dorm just to make sure everything was okay. And as a higher education professional myself, like in hindsight, like I think that is strange to put men and women in the same building, but the guys were on one floor and the girls were on one floor, and they alternated it like that. And then they had professional staff on each floor to prevent like whatever. So, yeah, so as far as that, there was things in place like curfew, there were noise ordinances, so there was some policies and procedures in place to kind of manage that building of men and women, 18, 17, 16-year-olds in a building.
Oh yeah. That was one of the things, like my eyebrow kind of went up when I saw that. But hey, like you say, boys are definitely going to be boys, but definitely as mothers, we're going to be praying and we're going to be. I promise you, if I could put the phone through my ear, it would have been through my ear trying to see who was in that room. But hey, thanks be unto God, our kids and our loved ones were focused. I mean, yeah, they may have played around. That's to be expected, but they were focused. They did what they were supposed to do, which is get their education, get their and play and do the sport that they love. Play the sport that they love. So shouts out to all of our loved ones for that. Staying the course. Okay. All right. So listen, we're gonna go into some of our highlights that you ladies shared with us. And we're going to start out with Alan's and then we're going to move forward. So here we go. And these were, I picked two because they was kind of like short. And the one, I also, it was like a media that he did. And a lot of people know that Alan don't really like talking. So I did two for Alan and we're going to go ahead and start off now.
The Jack Harding Team Most Valuable Player Award is presented annually to a man who is totally dedicated to the Miami football program and is immensely respected by his peers, all members of the football program, and the University of Miami community. This player possesses the desire, integrity, and talent that enables one to excel both on and off the playing field. Above all, he is a leader and a winner. The winner of this year's award checks all the boxes. He exudes all the characteristics of an MVP, such as his performance on the field, presence in the locker room, work ethic and preparation, and his leadership on this team and in the community. He's a tough, physical receiver, a good blocker, and has very good hands. He led the team with 60 catches for 1,138 yards to become the second all-time leading receiver in yards for a single season in the storied Miami football history. He is just 19 yards away from being the all-time leading wide receiver. He is a great example of what every young man should aspire to be. Presenting the Jack Harding Team Most Valuable Player Award is head coach Al Golden. The recipient of the 2013 Team MVP Award is Alan Hurns.
Okay, ladies, that was my two highlights. And the reason why the one for media was my highlight is because, as we know, like I said, Alan don't like to talk. And to see him, that was one of the interviews where he really talked. And that really shocked me because, again, he do not like speaking. So I definitely want to shout out the owners of those videos because, my God, you definitely blessed our souls with the videos that we'll be sharing today. So we definitely want to shout out the owners of the videos. I'm not sure, I don't have it up right on the top of my head who those videos belong to, but shout out to also University of Miami, and to see Alan doing what he loved to do. Although the year before he tore his meniscus, missed his whole senior year of high school. So those were two very special moments for me, for him to still get a full scholarship, even though he missed the entire season for his senior high school year. So moving forward, we're now going to go with the hard-hitting Denzel Perryman. Man, do my nephew be laying down some hits. Woo! So shouts out to Harris Highlights. Sissy Sandra, what is that like to see the hard hitting Denzel Perryman? Because I have to be honest with you. I remember one year they were playing Allen. And I used to pray, Lord, don't let him hurt my baby. So what is that like for you to see how aggressive he is? Put it like that.
I pray. To be honest, I pray and I ask him do you have to hit him that hard? Ma, it's all a part of football. That's his comment, but it's a good feeling, but also I know it can be dangerous on how he tackles. So I just keep him in prayer.
And why would you
as the opponent?
I know, right? And why would you say that will be your highlight? Why did you pick out that video?
To be honest, some of his other highlights are kind of dangerous, more dangerous than that. So
really,
yeah.
Woo.
And then it was just I think that particular highlight went through from the time he started the up until he got drafted. So it was different highlights from each year at the It wasn't just 1 year.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what is Denzel's position?
Linebacker.
Okay.
Middle. He switches. He's the middle linebacker, but he can also play left side and weak side.
Do you know anything about the position?
No. He gets lost. I have to find him sometimes. And I know it was one particular game. I was like, well, why he way back there? Don't he supposed to be? And no, that's his position. That's where he's supposed to be. So I was like, okay. So no.
Isn't it good to have somebody to explain to you and you to answer the questions that you may have during the game?
Yes, it is.
All right. Whew. Now we're going to go ahead to safety. Ray Armstrong. Wait a minute, Brianna. I'm lost. I don't know if he's a safety or he do what Denzel do because those that I just saw, I'm a bit confused here. So what was that like for you to just watch that video right now? Gosh.
I was definitely reminiscent on his college days when he was just electrifying on the field. I love to see his personality and swag come out when he make tackles or if he catch a pick, and even when he scores on the other side of the field. So yeah, I love watching him play. It's so funny because it's like I don't know. It's funny because the other players don't expect it, and then when he hits, when he celebrate after, it's just funny. And I just remember screaming to the top of my lungs when he hits. And I remember the first play in that one was when he hit. Oh, I can't think of his name, but you heard the hit from the stadium. I think at the time it was called Landshark Stadium, maybe the Dolphin Stadium, and you heard He hit the boy so hard. DeMarcus Murray, I think that was his name. You could hear how hard he hit him. And that was his first career hit, actually. So, yeah, it was real loud. We was hyped.
Oh, my God. The one that I just saw. But what about the one when he intercepted the ball and he jumped into the end zone and that player looked like he was getting ready to hit him right in the head? Did you cringe? Yeah.
Those moments are a little scary. When it depends on how they fall, how you tackle, and then like who's coming towards them. Those moments are scary. He definitely got injured in his professional career from tackling somebody.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Cam Newton. He hit Cam Newton pretty hard, and Cam Newton knocked his pectoral out of place.
That I call him a robot. He is huge. Cam Newton is huge.
Solid.
Wow. But you heard say there's no friends on the field.
Yep. Absolutely not.
So,
they exchanged jerseys after the game, but during the game,
yeah,
no friends.
You know what I wonder what it's like when they're faced with their brother, their UN brother. You know, like when Denzel and Alan used to meet up and things like that. I just wonder what kind of trash talking they do and, things like that. And everybody know that it's love all the way across the board.
Yeah, they definitely talk trash on the field, though. Like, if they on offense versus defense, they talking trash to each other. Like, I'm going to get you.
Absolutely.
Like, no, you're not. I'm going to burn you. I'm going to score on you.
I bet it's so fun out there with them, though. But, man, I was just a bit confused. So I definitely had to ask you that because I saw hits and then I saw picks. So Ray definitely was laying it down out there. Whoa. So now we will have Damien Berry. Melissa, what is Damien's position again? I'm so sorry.
Running back.
Oh, we got offense. So we got 2 defense and 2 offense. Okay, let's go. Damien Berry. Woo. So to see Damien running through there like a Tonka truck, sis, what was that like for you? Wow.
It was exciting, but at the same time it was nerve-wracking because him being on offense, that means he was a target. Yeah. And so he was a defender. In high school, he played defense. He played both ways. And so I had to always tell him, when you're on offense, you're running the ball. Don't allow them to hit you. But he loved the contact. He loved, going straight ahead, hitting the defender. And I had to tell him, no, you can't do that. You're on offense. Don't let them hit you. But, that was him. And I heard you say Alan missed his senior year from playing football. Damien got hurt his junior year in high school. And he completely tore his entire knee. It just messed up his entire knee. And but he played his senior year on a messed up knee. And Miami still recruited him on a recruiting trip because my husband knew Dr. Uribe because he was there when my husband was there. Dr. Uribe checked his knee out at halftime at the game. And he told my husband that Damien's knee looked like crab meat. It was so messed up. But he still played the entire senior year with that knee like that. And they won the state championship in high school with a banged up knee.
Wait a minute. You say the entire year with his knee like?
Senior year. Yes. Yep. And he ran, I think he gained like 1,900 yards his senior year on a bad knee.
Oh my God. I know that when Alan did his, sis, he tore his meniscus and his meniscus actually flipped to the back.
Yep.
And he played the whole game, but it was like afterwards when he came out, he was just in so much pain. And when we went to that doctor said he had to repair that thing. So for David to play that, whoa.
Right. He played the whole season. They won, like I said, the state championship. And in December, Dr. Uribe did the surgery to completely reconstruct his knee.
Wow. Well, I don't know what happened, but it says that we got interrupted for a minute there. So I'm not sure. I think we're back up now because I see it. But to see all of our loved ones highlights, and I love that we have two offense and two defense, and we all can speak from, all of our loved ones are, have a different position, and we all can speak from, from it. But I just want to say, shouts out to all King. Maybe I'm saying that wrong, but King's Freak or whoever owned the videos. I don't have them in my head, but shouts out to them. Go follow them. They have some awesome content of each one of these videos. Shouts out to those people. We do not own the rights to those videos. We just want to share it with you all to show our loved ones what was and share our highlights of what their collegiate years was like. So, ladies, is there anything that you would like to leave with the audience on today? If you have a parent that's out there under the sound of your voice, or a sister, perhaps, what would be your words of encouragement to them going through the process of entering college? Brianna.
I couldn't hear you. What was the last part?
I was saying, what would be your words of encouragement to them going through the process of entering college? What would you say some of the do's and don'ts?
Don't accept money. Don't accept money from the recruiters. Don't fall into anything because you don't want to get in trouble, because that's a thing. Just follow all of the NCAA rules. Make sure you are aware of what they are when it comes to recruiting, and make sure you follow those to the T, and you will be okay.
Absolutely. Sis, what would you say?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll piggyback off of what Brianna said. Follow all the rules and the regulations. Be supportive to, your child, and stay prayerful. Stay prayerful.
Yes. Sister Melissa?
I would say the same thing that Brianna said and Sandra said, and definitely, encourage them to be their biggest cheerleader, be their biggest fan, and support.
Absolutely. I concur with all of you ladies. That's definitely something that you have to be so very careful. But now they're trying to pay the kids. Now, I heard about, I think you ladies heard about the NCAA is they're thinking about paying the kids now. So, because you got to realize.
Oh, I think they can't get paid for their likeness now or something like that. They are changing the rules. And I think some players receive back pay for their likeness.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that. But the rules are changing and adapting, but that's why it's important to read them and know them.
All right, guys, we're here live today with your girl, Erica Wilson, and it had to happen for NFL moms and families, bringing the table to the table. Take 4, walking you guys through the highlights of our kids and our loved ones' journey through their collegiate years. By any means, we're not telling you what you should do. We're just sharing exactly what it is that we experienced. So, ladies, thank you so much for joining me here today. We're going to miss next Wednesday. We're going to pick back up the following Wednesday. But just know that I love everything that each one of you bring to It Had to Happen on NFL Moms and Families. Because again, all of our kids and loved ones have different positions. And we are here to walk you all through our journey of our kids, not just collegiate years, but their NFL careers as well. We definitely will be taking you back to Optimus. I think those are going to be the most fun time too, because boy, I could tell you some stories in Optimus. But thank you so much for tuning in here with us at It Had to Happen. We could not do this without each and every one of you. So we just want to thank you. Next time, bring somebody with you guys and share the broadcast. Go back and rewatch the broadcast and catch some things. Or even if you know a student athlete please do share the video with them. But one comment really quick, ladies, and that was from Deshauna Upshaw. She said, it's been like this for years. University coaches will come to my son's elementary basketball games, not knowing I was the parent. I will listen to the conversation. They were unbelievable. In elementary? Okay, we got to say that because we're over time. But my God, that just literally blew me. In elementary too, they do this? That's something to think about, ladies. But thank you all so much. Ladies, let's go ahead and send them out some virtual hugs. And we want to send them some virtual love because we love you guys here at It Had to Happen. Shouts out to Denzel Perryman, Bree Armstrong, Damien Berry, and Alan Hurns. You guys rock, because without you, we would not be here. So God bless each and every one of you. And shouts out to the University of Miami and everyone who took part in those videos that we played today. God bless you all. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
God bless. Bye-bye.